Hello. Well, I thought it'd be useful to show you how to set up an assignment document in accordance with the requirements generally of the university and more specifically for any of my units and assignments that you undertake. So here we go. So we will start up Word. I'm using a PC, very similar if you're using an Apple running Microsoft Word. Takes a little while to load, and we come up with their blank one. Now if we put the home key here, it will tell you that you're going to use Calibra at 11 point size, and that's not what we want. Now if you change it just here, it'll only change it for what you're typing at the moment. You want to change it for the entire document. So you go to here, normal is what your normal text is in, and then you right click it. You get this menu and you click modify. Now you can change it completely. So I like all my assignments in Arial, and I like it at 12 point, but I like it spaced at 1.5 lines because it's easy to read. So you have to come down to format, click paragraph, and then when you look here spacing, you've got spacing here, you can bring that down and hit 2.5 lines. If you hit OK, everything you type will now be in the format that I specifically require. Now if you start off with a template, a Word template of a report, that's perfect, but you will find it will not be in the right font, and you'll probably find headings and that are all different colours. One of these is here, I'm going to show you. So once you open up your template, you can do the same changes. So that's your normal text. Now my headings are not in Calibra Light 16 and the wrong colour as well, so it's the same thing. You right click, modify, make it Arial. I like mine at 14, I like them bold, not bald, and then you click the colour, hit automatic, it will be black. Now if you've already got documents and that, all the things typed in there, if you hit automatically update, it'll change them all for you. Done. The same thing we do with heading number 2. Right click, modify, Arial 12 bold, perfect, that's it, done. No, it's heading 2, yep, that seems to be okay, done. So now they're all right. Now on here, this is your cover, so you have to put the basic information in. So you've got your name, and then you'll have the unit, code and name, then you'll have the assignment number, whichever one it is, and you might have a title for it as well. Oh yeah, due date. I'm trying to remember these off the top of my head. Due date, any extension that you've been granted, and if you haven't been granted an extension, you still include it and put 0. It's useful to tell me what referencing system. So referencing normally would be CQU in Harvard, or it could be APP, but you must put that down there as well. I think that's more or less. Oh, sorry, and I forgot. Up there you need your student number. So your name, your student number, the unit code and name, the assignment number, the due date, the extension, which goes in even if you haven't got any, and then you can always add all the referencing, which is pretty good. Now that's the end of your front page. I've put a couple of lines there. Now a lot of people just keep hitting return until they find the next page, which is okay unless you add something above and it all goes wrong. So if you want to force this to start on the next page regardless, you go to layout, breaks, page, and it immediately pops it down onto the next page. So whatever you do up here, this will always be on a new page. So we come down. Now the first thing we need to do is to include an automatic contents page. That's straightforward. You click where you want it and you go to references, and if you look over here on the left, table of contents, click. A couple of choices, doesn't matter which one, I pick that one. Okay, Now strangely, it's picked something out called name, and I'll show you why. Because name, let's turn that to home so we can see what these are. Sorry, name, it's in heading 1. We don't want that. You can make those bold, but keep them in normal heading. Because contents page makes its contents up by grabbing everything that's in heading 1 and heading 2. So your main heading and your subheadings will create your page. When you've got, see it goes grey? If you click update table, entire table, there's nothing to be found yet. That's great. Now you want to start on a new page again, layout, breaks. This time I would go for a section break. I'll explain that later on if you want to know. So I'd hit a section break. Now this will be, I don't know, you'd call this, and you wouldn't say this, you'd go question number 1. Preferably, I'd actually like you to say what the question's about and not just say question number 1. So that would be, say, the history of walls or something stupid. Okay, so you'd call it the history of walls if that's what you're doing, and you get rid of that because that's not very helpful. Okay, a couple of lines there, the history of walls, then you might do introduction, then you might go brick, you might go what should we go? Oh look, just glass, and you go on and on and on like that. Okay, now this one is a main heading, so you come back and you highlight it, make sure you're on home, highlight it, hit 1. This is a subheading. Okay, always leave a couple of lines in between them before you change them, otherwise you'll find you'll be typing in the wrong thing. So then go highlight introduction, and you want a subheading, highlight subheading, highlight subheading. And then I'll just write some gobbledygook, so I'll just go, see it here. See, it's automatically spaced itself at 1.5 lines, okay? That's okay, that's perfectly alright. Some people like to number them, so you would number this 1.00 tab. And then this would be 1.01 tab, a tab key. 1.02 and then the tab key. No spaces with a space bar because it doesn't work very well. 1.03 and tab. Okay, so you've now got a numbered list. So it's because it's question 1, we're using number 1. Then when you get to question 2, this would be 2.00 onwards. It's very, very logical. Okay, so we get to this point here. Now we got question 3. So I'm not going to go over time, I'm just going to go Q3. That's got to be a main heading, so you go main heading. Now that's not started on its own page yet, so you just go here, just in front of it. You do layout, breaks, next page, and that's now going to go on its next page. And you'll go, you'll go all over the place. So da 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 da. Then you'll get references. References, okay. A couple of blank lines, references, home, heading 1, click in front of it, layout, break, section break. Done. One thing we don't have at the moment is page numbers, and I always find these tricky to get working. So there's a space down here called the footer, and there's a space at the top called the header. So if you double click at the bottom of the page, it opens this up. Then you can come all the way up here, page number. I like to put them at the bottom, you can put them where you like. One thing I would say is if you're going to use it, always use one which tells you it's page 1 of however many. So page 2 of 5. So I'd highlight that, I'd go to the home and I'd make it a little bit smaller, then double click on the main page and you've got it. Interestingly, it's on the front page. We don't want it on the front page, so double click it, opens it up, and this opens up. I think if you just hit different on first page, and just click on anywhere, it disappears off the front cover. There you go, and it comes down to here. One thing you will notice is the contents is blue. We'll correct that. So there's nothing here, so click update your table, and it's picked up your main headings and your subheadings. See, it indents the subs, main headings, references, all on a page. Easy. If you go and add anything in here, it will automatically redo it for you. So if I go down to question 3, let's go to question 3, and I type, what a big smile. Don't know why I said that. Highlight it, make it a subheading. To go to the top quickly, you hold the control key down and home key, and it goes to the top. Then you just come down here, click update, entire table, and your what a big smile has now appeared already. Oops, that was me going big smile there. So that's how you go ahead and do it, okay? You can't go wrong. And just when you're finished, highlight that and just make it bold and make it black. And that's it, you're done. I'll do another one on these to show you how to insert a graphic or a photograph a little bit later on, but that should be enough for you now, just so you can set up your document properly. Everything I've done here works if you've opened up a template. You can do all this on a template, change the colours and everything, and then just save it as your personal template or as the assignment number. Once you've got it going, you just reuse it to stop reinventing the wheel. I hope you found that interesting and helpful, but I'm always online if you want me to help out more through Teams.